Welcome everyone to the Mesa City Council meeting for March the 2nd. Our council is all present, and I believe Mr. Thompson is present over the telephone. Mr. Thompson, are you with us?
I am, Mayor.
Okay, thank you. We will begin this meeting with an invocation offered by Pastor David Swoop of the Calvary Baptist Church, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance. So please stand for the invocation and remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Thank you, Mayor Giles. Let's pray. Father in heaven, we are thankful for the opportunity to meet together. We thank you for this great nation and the men and women that have given so much to contribute and protect it. Lord, I thank you for this great state of Arizona and all of the beauty and opportunity that is offered here in the state. And I also thank you for this wonderful city of Mesa that we have the privilege to be part of and live in. We call this city home, and we thank you for that privilege. Lord, it's with a heart filled with gratitude that I ask your blessing on this important meeting tonight. I ask you to enable our mayor and the works that he leads us in moving this city to the next level. Lord, this evening, I especially thank you for the opportunity of to see our new chief of police appointed, Chief Ken Cost. May he lead with a servant's heart protecting this city and strength and wisdom and compassion for the people in the city. Lord, please enable these board members and the city government members as they work through this evening's agenda. Lord, I thank you for each one that's here in attendance. And I ask that there be a spirit of trust and respect and dignity and unity amongst this community as each one can work together in a united effort moving forward to accomplish more in this city of Mesa. I pray these things, Lord, in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Pastor. Please join me in the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, thank you. The first item on our agenda for this meeting is under awards and recognitions. Tonight we do have one item on that agenda. Mesa Police Sergeant Robert Sheehan is here today to recognize the Mesa Police Youth Development Unit for an award they received for their MESA, that's M-E-S-A program. Sergeant Sheehan, please join us at the podium to tell us more about the award and the MESA program.
Good evening, and council members. So I am Robert Sheehan, Sergeant over the Youth Development Unit for the Mesa Police Department. And we run an after-school program out of Keno Junior High School. We have 2 9-week sessions. We run one in the fall, one in the spring, where we mentor youth through leadership, self-care, anger management, self-control, kinds of things like that. We also do a lot of physical fitness through them, so they get a lot of fitness and instruction through us. And so we were through the Arizona Center of After School Excellence. We submitted for a award, and here I have Courtney Sullivan, who's the CEO of that program, who's going to present the award and give you a little bit more facts on the award.
Thank you. Welcome, Courtney.
Thank you. Thank you, Mayor and Council members. My name is Courtney Sullivan, and I'm from the Arizona Center for After School Excellence. We're a statewide nonprofit, and our goal is to support the work that programs do with our youth before and after school and during the summertime. Youth spend almost 80% of their time outside of a classroom, and it's really important for us as an organization to support the people in the communities that are doing the work to keep our kids safe, to keep them off the streets, to keep them engaged in life, and hopefully become better community members as they get older. Every year, we do a series of awards to acknowledge the work that's being done in this field, and this year, the MESA program won our Program Excellence Award for the year out of the entire state of Arizona. And this award is given to programs who not only have great quality programs, but are truly dedicated not only to the youth, but to the families and the communities that they serve. And we're very honored to give this to the MESA program. We also have a note from the governor's office that I'd like to read. Be it known to all that I, Douglas A. Ducey, Governor of the State of Arizona, do hereby offer my sincere appreciation to the City of Mesa Police Department Youth Development Unit for the Arizona Center for After-School Excellence Out of School Time Program Award of Excellence, for your dedication and service to promote quality out-of-school programs for the children, youth, and families of Arizona. On behalf of the citizens of the state of Arizona, I commend you for all you do for the community. Best wishes for success in all future endeavors. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you very much. If you don't mind, we'll join you at the
I
podium
would love it.
and take a photo. We're all very proud of this award. Particularly grateful that we have an example of the good work the Mesa Police Department is doing today when we're highlighting that department. So council, please join me at the podium.
Thank you, Mayor. And actually, we brought our current Mesa program class. We have about 13 of our
great.
kids here
Yes.
to see the award too.
Hey, Keno Colts, come on up to the mic, to the podium, and we'll take a photo with you.
Hey, guys.
They wanted to be leaders. They were ready. Standing behind. Maybe I should be behind so the kids can be in the front. Can you see over my head? I can kind of.
All right, hopefully somebody has a camera, right? Over there. All right, so we're gonna all smile at these folks.
Go around.
All right. First of all,
Hey, ladies.
ready? Okay, let's hold this up.
All right.
Everybody see. Okay. All right, thank you very much. Good job. Congratulations. Very proud of that. Thank you very much. What's the name of it? Well, there's lots of good stuff happening at Keno Junior High School. Principal Keiko Dilbeck does a great job, one of the best principals we have in Mesa. So it's exciting to see the good kids from Keno here. The next item on our agenda is also very significant and important. Earlier today, we announced that interim Mesa Police Chief Ken Koss will be sworn in as our permanent police chief. And tonight, I am honored to have the honor to do that. First, let me tell you a little bit about Chief Koss. He's been with the City of Mesa Police Department since 1995 and has successfully risen through the ranks of our department. He's going to oversee a department of over 1,200 sworn and civilian employees who protect a city of more than 500,000 people that spans across 140 miles. That's kind of a scary description, Chief. Are you sure you want to do this? Okay. It's a big job, and I believe that Chief Koss is the man to do it. All of us do. Yeah, he has the unanimous support of our council and city management. In addition to his leadership and management skills, he's a man of integrity and dedication who's well respected in the field and is involved in the community in multiple ways, including memberships with the Mesa Association of Hispanic Citizens and being a mentor for the East Valley Boys and Girls Club, and has a great reputation as a football coach as well. That'll come in handy, I'm sure, in being a police chief. This is a particularly impactful time for our police department. I think we all know that we are blessed that our voters recently approved a 1/4-cent sales tax, and as a result of that, we are going to be hiring and training a whole new generation of police officers in Mesa, Arizona. We are fortunate to have Chief Cost leading this department at that very critical time that will really set the stage for a whole next generation of Mesa police officers. So I know that, again, our entire community, Chief, is grateful that you're up to this challenge. And it'll be my honor now to invite Chief Cost to come forward to the microphone, and he'll be sworn in. Ready? Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Kenneth Cost, do solemnly swear
I, Kenneth Cost, do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution and laws of the state of Arizona,
and the Constitution and laws of the state of Arizona,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same,
and defend them against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
and defend them against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
and that I will faithfully and impartially
and I will faithfully and impartially
discharge the duties of the office of Chief of Police
discharge the duties of the office of Chief of Police
of the city of Mesa, Arizona,
of the city of Mesa, Arizona,
according to the best of my ability, so help me God.
according to the best of my ability, so help me God.
Congratulations, Chief.
Thank you, sir.
Well, thank you. I think obviously our city's in very good hands. I know there are a lot of people that family and friends and supporters and police officers that were here to wish Chief Cost well. We do have the rest of a meeting to attend to. It's okay if you don't stick around for that. So if you don't mind, we'll kind of take a pause now in the event that folks would like to orderly file out of the building so that we'll continue with the rest of our meeting. Thank you.
That's a good choice to take a pause. It'd be disruptive otherwise.
I'm impressed that we gave the Keno kids the chance to bail and they stuck around for the meeting. All right, go Keno. The next item on our agenda is the appointment of the interim city auditor, another very important position in our city, Joseph Feliciano. Joseph is present with us today in case anyone has any questions on this item. Joseph has been serving very well in our city auditor's office, and we appreciate him accepting the appointment as the interim auditor. Council, is there any discussion on this item, or is there a motion? Thank you. It looks like Mr. Luna has made a motion, seconded by Mr. Freeman. Please cast your vote. Mr. Thompson, how do you vote?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, it is unanimous. Congratulations, Joe. We look forward to your continued good service with the city. Thank you. The next item on our agenda is to take action on the consent agenda. We'll invite Mr. Kevin Christopher forward to read the consent agenda. Oh, I'm sorry. Randy, thank you very much for being here.
Your attention, please. Now reading in place of Kevin Christopher. Good evening, Mayor and council members. These are the items on the consent agenda. All items listed with an asterisk will be considered as a group by the City Council and will be enacted with one motion. There will be no separate discussion unless a council member or citizen requests, in which event the item will be removed from the consent agenda and considered as a separate item. If a citizen wants an item removed, a blue card must be completed and given to the city clerk prior to the council's vote on the consent agenda. Item 4, approval of minutes of previous meetings is written. Item 5A, act on liquor license application for 180th Field Artillery Regiment Association, two-day event March 27th and 28th, 922 South Country Club Drive. Item 5B, act on liquor license application for Hug Mesa, one-day event March 17th, 6134 East Main Street. Item 5C, act on liquor license application for Soldier's Best Friend, one-day event March 21st, 31 South Robeson. Item 5D, act on liquor license application for Red Mountain Bar and Grill, 2015 North Power Road. Item 5E, act on liquor license application for Somburros, 5910 East Longbow Parkway. Item 6A, act on 6-month term contract with 3 years of renewal options for guardrail repair and maintenance services for the Transportation Department. Item 6B, act on 3-year lease for the city's data center space for the Information Technology Department. Item 6C, act on amendment and contract value increase to the term contracts for solid waste disposal, recyclable material processing, and vegetative waste processing services as requested by the Environmental Management and Sustainability Department. Item 6D, act on 3-year term contract with 2 years of renewal options for precast electric volt tops and associated services for the Energy Resources Department. This purchase is funded by 2014 electric bonds. Item 6E, act on contract for Cooper Road gas main replacement, Arizona Farms Road to Magma Road in the town of Florence. This project is funded by 2014 authorized gas bonds. Item 6F, act on contract for the McDowell Road underpass repair project. This project is funded by the local street sales tax. Item 7A, act on resolution approving and authorizing the city manager to enter into an intergovernmental agreement with ADOT for the design of enhancements associated with the State Route 24 freeway from Ellsworth Road to Ironwood Drive for the interim Phase 2 project. Funding for the city's portion of the project is from the ITS operations budget, transportation street local sales tax, and 2014 utility bonds. Mayor and council members, these are the items on the consent agenda.
Thank you, Mr. Pulakar. Nicely done. Ms. Mickelson, have there been any requests to speak on an item on the consent agenda? No, Mayor. Okay, thank you. I see Mr. Freeman has made a motion seconded by Councilmember Duff. Please cast your votes. Mr. Thompson, how do you vote on the consent agenda?
Aye.
Thank you. The vote is unanimous in favor of adopting the consent agenda. The next item on our agenda for this meeting is items from citizens present. I have 2 requests to speak. Have we received any additional requests to speak? Okay. We'll hear from these folks in the order that I received the cards. We invite Brian Durham to come forward. Mr. Durham, welcome. We have 3 minutes for you to make your presentation. And I should say we have also received the handouts that you provided earlier.
Thank you, sir. Well, I wrote it so I wouldn't screw it up.
Okay.
Good evening. My name is Brian Durham. I was born in Mesa, and I've lived in the Lehigh area for 10 years now. I am a small business owner and a proud father to 3 wonderful girls, one of whom had the pleasure of serving on the Mayor's Youth Committee in high school. They are working their way through high school and college. This is my first time attending a council meeting, not as intimidating as I expected, and definitely my first time speaking at a council meeting, so please forgive my ignorance about procedures and decorum and whatever. Although I've been a long-serving member of the Lehigh Community Board, I'm explicitly not here tonight in a formal capacity representing the board, but rather as a private citizen. For those that are not aware, Lehigh was originally settled by Mormon pioneers before Mesa and annexed Mesa in 1970. In 2006, the city passed Resolution 8655, which explains a special sub-area plan for the Lehigh area in an attempt to preserve the unique charm and character of the area, which is neither typically city nor county, but a wonderful mix of both. We are a community of horse properties, farmland, open irrigation ditches, and dark streets because we are not forced to have streetlights. The area has 2 stop signs and its own elementary school on one of the main roads, which are nothing more than 2-lane streets without even sidewalks and adjacent open ditches with ducks swimming in them. This is how we like it. We choose to live here in a special place. You already talked about the rodeo.
But you can talk.
We have yearly rodeo sponsored by the local church. It entertains 3,000 of people every year, and we regularly ride horses up and down the streets and across an overpass to the Salt River and explore the natural resources of the area. The 4-H Club is very active, and we even have a trick riding team called the Lehigh Lariats. I encourage all of you to attend the rodeo, which takes place this weekend at our rodeo grounds at Horn and Lehigh Road. We do have our problems, most notably issues such as drag racing, drunk driving, and crashes in a few accident-prone areas, and the typical issues in more rural neighborhoods. We struggle with people coming off the 202 Red Mountain Freeway, speeding through and cutting through the neighborhood, and we have successfully fought, for now, yet again, a freeway off-ramp that will surely destroy the character of the area, although it is on the ADOT ticket yet again for 2025. February 25th of last month, a proposal was presented by city engineering about installing a very large sports complex on currently vacant land that is adjoining the Lehigh subarea. This proposal was not published to the community at large and was instead only distributed to residents up to a half-mile from the proposed complex, which is not very many people at all because it's vacant land.
I'm sorry, your mic turned off, but let's go ahead and turn the microphone back on. I think there's just a couple of paragraphs left in your statement, so.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, please continue.
Thank you. Here, I thought I wouldn't screw it up. Although this area is not directly inside the boundary of the sub-area plan, that it will dramatically affect the traffic going through the area, increasing it tremendously with associated safety concerns for our residents, one of whom was recently struck while riding her horse by a texting driver. The horse was killed and the poor woman was thrown quite a distance and broke a hip. Several people I've spoken to, many of whom sought me out unsolicited, were generally surprised to learn about the proposed development as they were not notified by the city, and we feel that outreach and information efforts need to be readdressed. The response window offered by city engineering is a paltry 2.5 weeks, ending March 13th. We do not feel this is enough time to properly disseminate the information to all those affected by this plan and gather adequate responses, which we feel will require a full community meeting of the area as well as adjacent trailer parks and neighborhoods while coordinating with city engineering. I am personally requesting that this window be extended a minimum of an additional 90 days. I understand that this is not an approval item during this presentation, but as the city engineering comment window closes, before the next council meeting, I wanted to introduce the situation in advance of submitting an agenda item for next meeting on March 16th to reopen the comment window for the reasons I have outlined. I want to make it very clear we are not in opposition to this project, but rather want to ensure that the design is properly engineered to honor the purpose and intent of the sub-area plan formalized by city resolution, provide adequate traffic controls and routing to avoid dangerous accidents and situations, and respect the entire community that is affected, not just those within a very small radius. Thank you for your time. I have prepared information packets with relevant information on the specifics of the project, as well as USB thumb drives for your convenience. Created all this today as I became involved with this only yesterday, so it's not a polished presentation, but I do hope to find a solution to the challenge.
Thank you very much, Brian. As you obviously know, it was referenced in your article, because it's not on our agenda, we can't engage in a dialogue with you about this, but thank you for being here.
Mayor, maybe instead of having to agendize this it's not a typical thing we would agendize on a council meeting, but we're willing to kind of open it up. We're careful because this project will require a window of opportunity to get our turf in, but for the purposes of maybe expanding the notification and including others, we probably could go another 30 or 45 days in receiving comments through the end of the month. If that works for council, then we can see where the participation has been at that time and then continue from there. I think that I'm hearing traffic is mostly the concern, not necessarily the project itself, so that's something that we can work with our transportation folks and over the next 30, 40 days and try to work with the community on that. Is that okay, Mr. Freeman?
Well, Mr. Smith, do you want to counsel us a little bit about what we can say or not say here?
Yeah, Mayor and Council, because it's not agendized, we can
reach out to.
I think one of the things we
the
can
vice
do
mayor and the
is
mayor on
ask
this.
that it be put on an agenda.
Yeah, my point is, we won't be putting this on the agenda, so I can just give direction. I'm just telling
Okay.
council the direction I'm going is probably to request, we'll request more time. So as long as council's comfortable with that, that's a decision that I'm going to be making,
Okay.
so.
Thank you very much. So what we can do, the city manager can, as he's just done, indicate that he's going to be working with the community to address the issues that were raised. Thank you very much. We also have a request to speak from Catherine Dragon. Catherine, welcome. I apologize if I mispronounced your last name.
That's all right. It is Dragon. Thank you, Mayor Giles and council members. I am here with my neighbors, and I'm not as eloquent as my neighbor that spoke previously. As I would like to say, I also found out about this project last night. I live at one of the 2 stop signs in Lehigh, and the traffic has gotten more busy since I have moved there about 4 years ago. I value the dark nights. I am concerned when I look at the drawing and the time, the window for comments. I noticed things like I counted 350 parking spots. That's a lot of people to bring into our neighborhood. And being only 50 feet across from that half mile where you were supposed to identify and let people know, you've left us out of the loop. And we would still be experiencing not only that traffic, but I feel like a huge safety concern. You brought up the woman that was struck with her horse. There's children all the time riding golf carts, doing the things that you do in a farm neighborhood, riding horses. We value that. I value their safety. I worry with the cars driving up and down, sneaking over to the Salt River Pima Maricopa Indian community, zipping down, Mesa Drive very fast. But I don't think, also, I will tell you, in my life experience, I work in public assembly. I have done many festivals, the Phoenix Vegan Festival for many years in downtown Phoenix. And as I look at this park, I look at it as a beautiful place for maybe festivals in the future, but it also concerns me for parking. I'm not sure that you've given enough thought to this design, and it seems like from what I heard already, this is a done deal, but I really would love to see more community involvement, maybe a small committee from our community that could help make sure that there's lighting that is like LED and specific, not, I remember, I worked at Scottsdale Community College for many, many years, and we had issues with the football field lighting that interrupted the lives of the people in Scottsdale. It was even over the freeway, but the lighting from that football field was still bleeding over. And Dr. Deckebuter at that time made sure that they reinstalled lights that were very, we call them barn doors in theater, where they're very shielded so that the light doesn't go anywhere. I'm just concerned that you haven't thought this through enough, even looking at where, there's 4 food trucks placed together. Have you ever been to a food festival where you're trying to crawl between food trucks? I'm just not sure. I haven't been given enough information to comment fully on this, but I thank you for your time and would very much like to have an extension if the city manager would allow that as well. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Catherine. Sounds like there will be more discussion on this. We appreciate it. Any additional requests to speak? Okay, thank you. That concludes the items on our agenda. Council, is there a motion to adjourn this meeting? Thank you, Mr. Luna. All in favor, please say aye. 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 Mr. Thompson, thank you. We are adjourned.